Am I the asshole for having different expectations for my daughters? I have two daughters, Maya, 27, and Eva, 23. Maya got associate's degrees in child development, music education, and psychology, and takes classes part-time in special education and school administration to get extra certifications. Eva completed nursing school a few months ago. They both live at home to save money. Maya works a minimum of 50 hours a week. She's a nanny to a single mom that works as a nurse. So one week she works from 6 a.m. 9 p.m. 3 days a week, then the next week she does the same hours 4 days a week. She also teaches ballet and music classes at a couple local schools. When she works back-to-back shifts at her nanny job, she tends to sleep there, so she doesn't have to leave the house by 5:30. Eva is burnt out from nursing school, so she only works 20 hours a week at a clinic. She works from 9-1 then goes home. She's considering quitting altogether and going back to school for cosmetology. Since Maya works so much, if she starts a load of laundry before work, my wife and I have no problem transferring it to the dryer and folding it for her. Since Eva only works part-time, she's expected to be responsible for her own laundry. Another difference in expectations is with pet care. Maya is not expected to walk or feed the dogs, a Chihuahua mix and what my kids call the mutt of all mutts, and cat. Eva is expected to do so 3 days a week. Eva is also the one that asked for one of the dogs and the cat. We also tend to do more favors for Maya, dropping off a meal at her work, picking up things for her, or making her a simple meal. Especially on the days that she comes home from a 15-hour shift, and the days she comes back from back-to-back shifts. Today we reminded Eva to take her clothes out of the dryer before she goes out. She has a habit of starting the washing machine and dryer before going out with friends for hours overnight. And she said that we do Maya's laundry, so we shouldn't have a problem doing hers too. I told her it's very different doing it for her sister, who works 15 hours a day, and doing it for her when she's just going out with friends. Now she's mad about favoritism because Maya doesn't take care of the pets or pay her car insurance. She uses her car for work, so her boss covers her insurance. My wife always had a habit of giving in to her, so now she's saying we should be harder on Maya because if Eva can handle these responsibilities, so can she. I still think it's understandable to help the daughter that is working 15 hours a day, plus 20-30 minutes commute, but not feel that the one that works 20 hours a week needs the same level of help. You are the asshole. Maya chooses to do all this. You guys take care of the brunt of expenses through rent. Maya, I assume, is trying to save money while you guys give her this opportunity. That being said, she is damn near 30 years old and can handle her own responsibilities without parents doing extra. What it looks like is that you are willing to support Maya's future, and Eva only gets free rent because she's Maya's sister. At the end of the day, she should be doing her own laundry, and those are your pets to take care of, not your kids. You are the asshole. You have a kid who just came out of uni and is already so burned out that she's considering switching careers, and you have another one who's putting herself on the fast track to burnout. First, those are your pets, so you should be taking care of them. Second, you should stop doing more for one than you do for the other one. You clearly have a favorite, and it's extremely obvious that's affecting the least favorite. Also, instead of celebrating it, I think you should talk with Maya about why she's putting herself through all that. Why isn't she working in her profession and is instead taking more certifications? You have two adult daughters who clearly are not coping well with adulting, and you're celebrating one and adding more stress to the already burnt-out one. You are the asshole. Y'all clearly have a favorite, and you're teaching both of them that your love and caring is contingent on them working ridiculous hours. Maya's gonna burn out too. OFC, Eva should deal with laundry before social time, and expectations can be different. But unless Maya is supporting the household, her choice to overwork is not noble or superior to Eva's nursing job while dealing with burnout. If Eva's burnout is serious, not just showing up as compassion fatigue during work, more like she's struggling in all or lots of ways, sleeping significantly more ECT, then she needs understanding and caring and support to heal. And it takes time. Make her a meal too, FFS. Wait, how is the automatic response to be harder on the other daughter, grinning face with sweat? Is it really doing favors to transfer laundry from washing machine to dryer, or even just into a basket? When I lived with my family, if I needed to use a machine and someone's load had just finished, I just moved their clothes on. Yes, pretty obvious who your favorite is. And Eva will know that too. Mental health issues are a real thing, and your lack of empathy is clear. How long do you expect Maya to keep pushing herself to the limit just to win your approval? Why is someone with an associate degree in early childhood working on classes in school administration? Why not a BS/BA degree that leads to a teaching license? She's all over the place. She's not working smart. She's not a kid. This is strange. Am I the asshole for canceling the holidays? I, 28F, and my husband, 29M, are expecting our second baby. I'm due in mid-December, and the baby literally could come anytime between Thanksgiving and Christmas. In the past, we have traveled to his extended family, about 1.5 hours, for Thanksgiving and spent the weekend, and for Christmas, we spend 3-5 days before with my family, 2.5 hours away. Come home Christmas Eve, and then spend Christmas Day afternoon/a few days after with his immediate family, who are nearby. Because of the timing, my husband asked me what I wanted to do, and I said we can probably attend a Thanksgiving gathering, but I want to stay local. For Christmas, I said I don't want to make any plans, but we decided that if in the moment we feel up to going somewhere, or if my toddler and husband want to go, or we want to have guests, then we can, but we don't want to commit or make any promises. We gave everyone a heads up that we won't be traveling for the holidays, and everyone was initially fine with it. However, as people are making holiday plans, there has been pushback from both sides. My family is upset that they don't get to see our toddler, and have said that we are canceling the holidays at her expense. Most recently, my in-laws said they wanted to have Christmas Day at our house, so everyone could meet the new baby, and so we wouldn't be excluded. My husband firmly said no and shut the conversation down, but now they are annoyed at us too. Many family members also think that we are being unreasonable, especially for my husband and toddler not planning on going to gatherings. They said they understand me not wanting to go, but that my husband still should be able to. Your families are seriously complaining that you want to keep the month around your due date open? Not the asshole. Not the asshole. But both y'all's families sure are. Keep firm on this, and just don't go anywhere at all. Enjoy the time with your new little, and tell the family they can come around after the new year since they decided to be such entitled AHs about it. Not the asshole. My kids were all due around Thanksgiving, 1 before and 2 after, and to anyone who pressured me, I said, I will not make any plans or commitments, and if I happen to be home, I will order pizza. Make no plans. Commit to nothing. I was pressured as well. Don't give in. You get to make this entirely about you and your comfort, and everyone else can suck it. Not the asshole. Your families are being ridiculous. It's also peak cold/flu/COVID season. Isolating for a bit before baby actual arrives isn't a bad way to do it. And no way would I be hosting a holiday at my home with the entire family with a newborn. We had an end of October baby last year, supposed to be early NOV, and we just told everyone we were doing our own stuff for Thanksgiving and Christmas. It was quiet and peaceful, and everyone stayed healthy despite the older kids being school-aged. As someone forced to host Christmas 6 days after delivery, not the asshole, and stand your ground. Not the asshole, and anyone who thinks it's remotely reasonable for an extremely pregnant person or a family with a newborn to host a gathering is absolutely out of their minds. Your toddler really won't care, and the idea of canceling the holidays at your toddler's expense? WTF. I had a baby right before Christmas, and we didn't see anyone for a couple of months. We didn't want any sickness, which failed because our toddler went back to preschool and brought a cold home, and it was absolutely miserable. Don't risk it. Am I the asshole for revealing that the baby shower surprise had already been ruined? Am I the asshole for revealing that the baby shower surprise had already been ruined? Hi Reddit. This is my first time posting here, and English isn't my first language, but I really need your judgment. I, F25, was invited to the baby shower of my partner's sister-in-law, F28. I'll call her Jenny. The surprise party was organized by her best friend, Melly, through a WhatsApp group. I didn't know anyone there. The surprise was planned for today at late morning at Jenny's apartment. Her husband was supposed to distract her, and her mom, Sandy, was going to let us in quickly. Last night, Jenny's family invited us to dinner. It was nice at first. Good food, but the restaurant was very loud. After eating, my partner and I went outside for a quick smoke. I went back to the table, and he stayed briefly at the bar with his brother and his father-in-law Mike. When he came back, he told me Mike had accidentally let it slip to Jenny that the baby shower was happening today, and Sandy was yelling at him for it. I could actually hear her shouting across the room. When they came back to the table, Sandy and Mike were still arguing. She accused him of spilling the secret while drunk, and he kept saying he didn't know it was a secret. I wanted to be honest and warn the girls, so I wrote the following in the group, translated in English. Let's put it this way. It wasn't me, but Jenny knows. Her dad let it slip while slightly drunk, grinning face with sweat. Sandy is really angry, grinning face with sweat. Just wanted to let you all know. Everyone in the group reacted with humor, except Melly, who said it was a pity, but thanked me for telling them. Today at the shower, everything seemed fine at first. Later, Melly and some other girls pulled me aside. Melly told me she'd messaged Sandy last night. Hey, I just heard Mike told Jenny about the baby shower. I'm honestly really sad because I put so much effort into making it a surprise. I'm a bit upset. Sandy replied calling me a stupid bee, then deleted it. After that, she told Melly to send my regards to me and said I'm a stupid person and she's very angry with me. This morning, before I arrived, Sandy again called me a bee in front of several people and admitted in anger that she didn't tell Mike that the party was a surprise. Now Jenny, Sandy, Jenny's sister, and even partly Mike are mad at me for revealing the betrayal. Basically, for telling the group that Jenny already knew. I didn't mean to badmouth Mike, I just wanted to be honest and warn the girls. But now I'm apparently the villain. So Reddit, am I the asshole for revealing that the baby shower surprise had already been ruined? So, Sandy didn't think to tell Mike that the party was a surprise, but you're a stupid bee for letting people know that he spilt the beans. Sounds like she's embarrassed and deflecting because she screwed up. What does your partner think? Like, it might have been tactful to check with Jenny. How do you want to play this? Would you like me slash your sister to message and give people a little heads up that you know? Or do you reckon you can convincingly fake being surprised? But it sounds like you were acting in good faith to try to minimize any drama. So not the asshole. Not the asshole. You didn't ruin the surprise. Someone else did. All you did was let them know that the surprise was ruined. That was a reasonable thing to do. You didn't do it in a judgmental way. Holy cow. That family is nuts. No, you are not the asshole, but it appears that family is full of them. I would steer clear of them as much as possible. They're a train wreck. Not the asshole. Esh. I don't think Sandy has the right to be upset, since it's technically her fault the surprise got ruined. That being said, I don't think you needed to say anything. Jenny may have wanted to play it off like she didn't know so her friends could still have the surprise. She could have let on after the fact if someone asked her if she knew. Feels like you just wanted to stir the pot. You are the asshole. The way to communicate it if you did was to say she may already know, but it would have been kinder to leave it and let her fake surprise if she wanted to. She probably would have for Melly. Also sharing that her dad let it slip while slightly drunk puts you way away into a whole territory. How could you possibly think that was appropriate? Info. What exactly were you trying to accomplish by telling the group that Jenny already knew? Am I the asshole for accusing our dad of not loving us? My 26M. Mom was amazing, sweet yet firm, a total rock star. My dad, on the other hand, treated us like burdens. He made constant comments every year on our birthdays saying, "Only this many more years until you're 18 and you're out of my house." He always said it in a joking way, but even from a young age, my brothers and I knew he was not joking. Unfortunately, our mom died when we were teens. The comments ramped up at that point. Sure enough, my oldest brother turned 18, he was gifted a 2-week eviction notice. As he's a few years older than my other brother and I, we were able to prepare a little more, so we weren't totally blindsided at 18. We had always figured we'd have to move out after graduation, but hadn't foreseen he truly meant right after we turned 18, even though all of us have fall or winter birthdays, so we were still in high school for several months after. We just accepted it as reality. I'm the youngest, and when I turned 17, my dad got a calendar and began marking down the days until I turned 18. It was a daily countdown where he'd mark the days off. My brothers and I didn't talk to our dad for a while after moving out, but eventually my eldest brother's wife had a baby and my dad started showing up again. He is arguably a better grandfather than he ever was a dad, so when I became a dad 5 years ago, I allowed him around my child. Though, I admit, becoming a dad myself made me realize how wrong my dad was. I love my little girl so much. Sure, fatherhood is not easy, but I am certainly not counting down the days until she's 18. If she wants, she could live with me forever. I find myself actually sad at how fast the time is going. I entered fatherhood unplanned, and actually do 90% of it on my own as her mom is barely around, long story. But I still wouldn't change a thing. Last month, my daughter started kindergarten. She is very independent and just walked on in, no issues. I held it together, but admit I broke down crying when I got back to my car because she's just growing up so damn fast. I work at my eldest brother's restaurant, and showed up for my shift a hot mess. He was comforting me as he's been there with his own kids. Our dad stopped by for breakfast and asked what was wrong. He laughed when we explained and said I was too damn soft. I said it must be foreign to him to see what a loving father is actually like. This pissed our dad off and he started arguing with me, saying it was disgusting I accused him of not loving us. He kept saying he was from a different time. While my eldest brother doesn't take issue with what I said, my second eldest brother told me I was wrong to accuse him of not loving us and said it puts words in his mouth. He also said it was just starting shit as my dad has gotten better and has been trying. It's been a month since the incident and my dad refuses to see my daughter since I said this, and she misses her grandpa. It's left me wondering if I'm the asshole. Not the asshole. Leopards don't change their spots. By cutting off your daughter, that man just proved your point. Not the asshole, and the fact that he is punishing your daughter because of this shows that he has not changed. He just didn't like to hear the criticism and is lashing out like a child. He hid his holy nature to be a good grandfather, but apparently he couldn't suppress his true self for too long. If he comes back around, remember that if he was willing to hurt your daughter once, he will a second time. Not the asshole. I'm so sick of people blaming being from a different time. Kick your motherless child out at 18? Cool. Cool. Maybe he's better, now, but he can't undo kicking his children out of their home once they're legally no longer his burden. Not the asshole. So your dad is mad at you because he thinks he is a loving person and is proving it by abandoning his relationship with your daughter, his granddaughter? No. If this happened to me, this would be the first and last time I allowed this emotionally abusive person to harm my daughter. You have not needed him since you were 18. Your daughter does not need him either. Not the asshole. My dad was abusive, and my mom allowed it. When I was in college, I went as far away as possible. I came home one holiday, and she asked me, "Do you think I was a good mother?" And I answered honestly, no. It's not your fault that the truth hurts your dad. He should have been a better human being. Not the asshole. Your daughter is innocent. She shouldn't be punished. You're a father now. Do what's best for your kid, and cut this man off.